So 8:15 this morning, and if you've got questions, the Puget Sound Consumers Checkbook has some answers.
Executive Editor Kevin Brasler is back to talk about some of the services that they've reviewed. We've got a number of topics to talk about. Let's start with grocery delivery services. A lot of people are using these instead of going to the grocery store. You get stuff delivered right to your home. So which ones come out on top?
Well, in terms of quality, we surveyed customers about them and found really they all did about the same, which is that they did okay, but not great. We took a lot of orders, especially of produce, from these services, and across the board, really, we're consistently disappointed, actually, with what was delivered. We had, fruit that was squishy and overripe, missing items. A lot of times they would put stuff near the freezer packs and it would freeze stuff up. They'd put soft stuff under heavy stuff, and it was a real problem. And I think this is indicative of why some people have turned toward grocery delivery services, but a lot of people haven't. There are a lot of companies that have invested heavily in grocery delivery, and it hasn't paid off yet. No one is really making money delivering groceries, and part of the reason is you have to trust somebody else to do that picking for you. Another problem is that it costs more. We found that with all these services, even the low-cost ones like Walmart, which is really trying hard to deliver groceries, it still costs a lot more to have them delivered to you because you have to. Right now, most of these places, they don't have a centralized place where they're doing this. They're not really running that much of an efficient operation. There's like Instacart, for example, is sending people into a store and they're walking up and down the aisles just as you do. That's not an efficient way to do it, and it's expensive.
You'd think Amazon Fresh would be ahead of the game. They got trucks.
And even Amazon, though, a lot of the order picking they're doing is in Whole Foods. They're sending people into Whole Foods. They're sending their personnel in to gather together things to bring them to you. So no one has quite done it in a way to where they can make money off of it, and part of the reason is that not a lot of people have signed up. They just don't have the mass of people they need. So
I can see that changing. Maybe. I suppose we'll see.
Maybe. I mean, they've been saying for 20 years now that this is the next big thing, and it's still not yet.
That's tough. So a lot of people traveling over the holiday season, a lot of people with pets. Maybe you want to leave them behind. Give us some insight on a good kennel to choose from. How do we do that?
So we evaluated kennels. We surveyed consumers here in the Puget Sound area. We surveyed our subscribers and Consumer Report subscribers. We also surveyed separately vets about which ones were their favorites. Found pretty big quality differences among these places. I mean, some got stellar ratings from the pet owners and vets, and some didn't at all. We found even bigger variation in terms of prices. We found that to board, our undercover shoppers called all these places and collected prices from them, and found that for a week stay for a medium-sized dog, you can pay anywhere from $150 to more than $350 for the week. And some have a bunch of extras that add up fast, like $2 per pill. So big price differences, but you don't have to pay a lot. Everybody's saying, well, I want my pet to stay at the nice place, not the lousy place. Well, you don't have to pay more to get more when it comes to this. The low-cost places were just as likely to get really high ratings as the high-cost places. You may as well do a bit of shopping around, which we've done for you before taking your dog.
And the final service we're talking about this morning is air duct cleaning, which is something that we hear a lot about. That as homeowners, we think, oh, well, we have to do this every year. You're saying,
No. We call duct cleaning a solution in search of a problem. What they're not telling you, see, their ads say, oh, this will cut down on the level of dust in your home. Some make false claims saying that this will actually benefit your health, that if you have asthma or allergies to dust, it will help. None of this has been proven. In fact, the few independent studies of duct cleaning looking at dust levels before, during, and after cleaning indicate that it doesn't do any good, and if anything, it makes the dust problems worse. The dust levels in one study went up after cleaning.
That's weird.
And in another study where they stayed about the same, or they went down, and then they came back to normal. It intuitively makes sense. It says, I dust my whole home. I should keep the dirt and the dust out of my ducts. I should keep them shiny, clean, just like every other surface. But actually, that dust will stay there. It will cling to the surfaces of your ductwork, and it's better to keep it there than to stir it all up and make it a bigger problem in your home. Another thing is a lot of these companies get a lot of complaints about them, that they come in and they do this work and they agitate all and they actually damage the ductwork. So it's actually, they create a bigger problem than they solve because they're really not solving anything. So over the years, just over and over again, try to urge people, you really don't do this. Even if people say, well, I live in an older home and there must be really dirty.
It's common sense, right?
It just doesn't work.
Kevin Brasler, thank you so much for being here.
And where can people find more information on all of this?
Go to checkbook.org.
Checkbook.org.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Kevin.
you being here. Always insightful when you come in, Kev. Appreciate it.